Good morning, girls and boys. It is 9 o'clock a.m. on June 27th, 2023. 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 9 o'clock. Finally, I think I got it all quieted down. Oh, no, I didn't. Hang on. Okay, the reason that didn't work is I went over here to mute the audio over at the screen for Baby Beast, but I was connected remotely to a client's computer. So I was actually muting the audio on their computer, not on Baby Beast. So it just kept going. All right, audio confirmed. It's working. Ay, caramba, such a Doug. Okay, I'm going to go straight to some content for today, and then I'll catch up with chat in a bit. I'm going to start with an email sent to me from Bobby Warren with a scam text message he received. I didn't get to it yesterday. Let's see, how do I want to arrange this? Bigness, is that really a thing? All right, do it this way. One moment. Okay, confirming unmuted. You got a text message from USPS, that's United States Postal Service, or US Postal Service, or USPS. Subject: due to an invalid address, you have a package that needs to be delivered. Okay, it's not because the sender sent the package. The reason the package needs to be delivered is because you have an invalid address. That's the reason the package has to be delivered. Due to an invalid address, you have a package that needs to be delivered. Am I being picky or what? But it has been suspended due to an incorrect delivery address. If you do not update your address before 24 hours, your package will be returned to sender. And they'll sing a song about that on the radio, return to sender. To deliver your package, please update your address by click the link below. Okay, so we got grammar issues, right? The link below says eb4.us/818-780-81. That's not Jenny's phone number. Kind regards, USPS team notification ID number. So they want you to click on this URL here. Now, Bobby instantly knew that this was not a legitimate email. It was a scam. But one more can we take a look at? The eb.us, that kind of sounds a little legit, doesn't it? Like it's legitimate. But let's see, where did I put that? Didn't I think I saved one of these here. Did I save the TLDs? I think I saved the TLDs here. Yeah, the TLDs. So what is .us? Is it actually a government site? And I didn't know this offhand, but I suspected it was a country code for another country. But would they do that for US? That seems so similar to United States. So come down here to US, and it says United States of America. Well, that sounds a little legitimate, doesn't it? Registrants must be United States citizens, residents, or organizations, or a foreign entity with a presence in the United States, formerly commonly used by U.S. state and local governments. See also .gov. So it doesn't say that this must be a governmental organization. You just have to be a United States citizen or a resident of the United States or a foreign entity with a presence in the United States. And it's the registrar is GoDaddy. So anybody can get a .us. So all they did, the United States Postal Service is, I'm sure, USPS.gov. Let's see, USPS.gov, go into that site. Oh, no, wait a minute, that not. USPS.gov is not secure. There are some government sites that are not up to speed with security, I'm suspecting that this might not be, yeah, cannot be reached. So USPS.com, what does that get us to? Oh, that's it. So the legitimate United States Postal Service is USPS.com, because it's not actually a government entity. I never really researched it. There's something about it is private but public, or it's not a government institution. We don't vote for the leadership of the United States Postal Service. That's all I needed to cover on that one. So thank you, Bobby Warren, for sending that. Checking to see what else I have in mail. Speedy C, watching us on Fortnite, sent me this email showing that he is watching both Dennis's stream and my stream. But I notice here that he looks like he pushed and shoved his tabs to line them up together. And just for the purpose of showing everybody, not just Bobby, I want to show this technique. If you want to take two browser tabs and have them on the screen side by side, a more convenient way to do that, here I'll grab this tab here, and with my mouse pointed up in the tab, hold down the left mouse button, drag it down. That separates it from the rest of your browser settings, or the rest of your browser. Period, end of sentence, hard stop. Then go do that on the other one, the one that you want to have side by side. Now take one of these tabs, put your mouse in the title bar, hold down the left mouse button, and drag it to the left edge or the right edge. I prefer not to do it to the top or the bottom, because sometimes the top or bottom gets a little stubborn. So just come over here to the left edge. Now see that rectangle? The half of the screen has kind of a, I don't know, glass image rectangle over it. I can't point to it with the mouse because I'm still holding my left mouse button. But now I let go of my left mouse button, and that tab fills the left side of the screen. Then all the other windows that I have open, whether they are individual programs or whether they are a group of browser tabs or whether it's a single browser tab, all the other windows are available for me to click on. And what I do is click in the body, not the title bar, but in the body, and that'll fill up the right side of the screen. So that gets them real conveniently and easily side by side. Now, if you want to join those back into your browser window, just drag that back down and then pull it over to wherever you want that to be. Let's see, I guess I must have had that up here. See, I'm still holding down the left mouse button, and I can move that tab up at the top to wherever I want that to be positioned on my currently open browser. And then I can Alt-Tab to get back to this other one. Now, you don't put your mouse in the title bar to do that. See, I can't join it back up to the rest of the browser tabs that way. What you got to do is put your mouse in the tab up here at the top of that browser page, not the title bar for the window, which is where I'm pointing to right now, but the tab for this browser tab, and then drag it over to the position that you want that to be. Okay, so there's that out of the way. Perhaps that's useful to somebody. I don't know. And then the next one that I have here, these I've been going through emails that I have flagged for today. I didn't actually show each of the emails. This one is from me to me, using the email address that you guys should not be using. If you send to this email address, it's very easy for me to miss your email. But I made a note to myself about the online editing that I did for Saturday's stream, because I made a couple of mistakes on Saturday and exposed information I shouldn't have exposed. So after the stream was over, I switched that stream to private. And then I didn't get around to doing the editing for a while. When I did go do the editing, it only takes a few minutes to actually perform the editing operation in YouTube. But then when you click save, it took 7.5 hours before that video was finally available for me, still flagged as private. What I did is I made both the editing changes and then click save. And then after the 7.5 hours is how long it took. I didn't know how long it was going to take. And I actually recorded. I had XSplit recording the operation so that I could tell when it finished. And when I went back to look at it, I found that it only kept one of those editings. So it appears that when you're using the online editor in your YouTube Studio, let's go over here and show that. So here I'm in studio. I'm already in studio. Oh, so then go find a video, and whether it's a live stream or a video that you uploaded, you can use the online editor. And then this one's not today. Go click on it, and then over here, click on editor. And the editor comes up pretty quick. Sometimes it does this refresh thing or wait thing. There, it's ready for me to do some editing. So you do your editing and then click save. But apparently you can only do one edit at a time, then you have to save it. Well, on a 2.5 hour long live stream, that took 7.5 hours for it to save that. Then I had to go re-edit the first one or the other mistake that I had to fix to blur it, and then save it. So it took another 7.5 hours. So a total of 14 hours of YouTube saving it after I did the edits. So yeah, I really try to not make mistakes. And if I make a mistake during a live stream, as long as nobody points it out in chat or verbally, hint, hint, as long as nobody points it out, usually if there are bad guys around, they're not watching the stream close enough to catch it. So I'll catch it. If you guys see something that you're not sure if I realized what was going on, send me an email, please. That's the way to let me know that I need to fix something. Okay. Oh, I see here I don't have my monitoring tab over there. I'm gonna mute everything for a moment because I might trigger Bobby Warren, or not Bobby Warren, Bobby McFerrin. Do we want Bobby Warren singing that song? Okay, so I gotta mute everything and go fix this. Give me a moment. Okay, we're all good. Successfully unmuted. I have some tabs open from the previous, I think on Saturday and yesterday, I had some URLs that you guys let me know about, and I'm going to make some quick comments about them, then I'll come to chat. This one was somebody sent a URL in chat about this Microsoft to remove multiple folder options from File Explorer. After the live stream, I think it was on Saturday, I did go look through all these. I went and looked through all of these checkboxes that they were going to take away. And this is just what has shown up in the, what do we call that? The preview thing, the people that are getting the early versions of the changes to Windows. We are removing a handful of old settings as part of cleanup of settings, but they're just testing this right now. What do they say that? Insider build. It's in the insider build. So not everything that they test in the insider build makes it to us. This list of things, if you open Windows File Explorer, the place you go to see these is on the View menu, and then Options, and then Change Folder and Search Options in the View tab. So these things, they're looking to take away the Hide Folder Merge conflict in here. So here's Hide Folder Merge conflict. They're not removing the feature of merge conflicts. They're just wanting to remove this checkbox from here because they say people aren't using it. They want to reduce the number of checkboxes. If you still want to be able to turn that on and off, you can do that in the registry editing. You can edit the registry to change these features. All they're talking about doing is removing these checkboxes. I use hide protected operating system files a lot. I hope that one doesn't make it to the released edition, because I want that checkbox to still be here. I'd rather not have to go into the registry to turn that off and on. You saw me, I think yesterday, I changed that setting to, no, not yesterday. No, it was a video I was recording that you haven't seen yet. But I wanted to show the hibernation file in the root folder of the C drive. Show drive letters, that's not something, I don't use that checkbox. They'll keep that defaulted to show drive letters to being on. And what that is when you're actually on a drive, well, anywhere. I can, no, it doesn't work there. I gotta go, yeah, this C colon up here. It would just remove the C colon and it would just say local disk. That's all that is. So I'm not too upset over this. Probably the ones that I care about in here are not going to make it to the final published edition. Then the next thing is, Blue Yeti. We were talking about Blue Yeti microphone. I think it was Jeff had a Blue Yeti that was not recognized. He just returned it. This video did give some other ideas of things to resolve the issue. And when I looked through the comments, a lot of the people here said, yes, that fixed it for me. So a lot of people that were having trouble with their Blue Yeti did find a fix by virtue of this. And there's some other good ideas that did help people in the comments that were not included in the video. So thank you for that. And part of why I'm showing this is show that I do go follow up on the things that you guys give me in the chat window. So this is still saved. Somebody gave this URL about DMARC. I haven't got around to reading through this one yet, but I'm still holding on to these. This was another one that somebody sent. I'm not going to go over this now because I know you were totally burned out of the conversation we did on Saturday with DMARC and Spiff and DKIM. And then also somebody gave this video from Builder By where he goes into the PCI lanes. I have not got around to watching this through yet, but it's still on my to-do list. Just letting you know that I didn't drop the ball on that. That we already went through. This one was the motherboard for Baby Beast. And then here was a URL that somebody gave, and I did read through this, and this does have something else down here that sounds like it might be a thing, but now I'm not so convinced. There was a little bit of, oh, by the way, I got to tell you, I did try the capture card in Baby Beast, and it is recognized. So I think the card itself is probably okay. There's probably still a problem with Baby Beast. The part about the conflicts between the dim_2, whatever that was, and the M.2_2, something like that, I'm suspecting that's not the source of the trouble, but I haven't gotten through to following that all out, because I think when the manual is telling us about M.2_2 and the dim_2, there's an extra DIM slot in the computer adjacent to the RAM memory slots. It's a different slot. The purpose of that slot, as I understand it, and I haven't read through it carefully, some of you have read through it by this time, it appears that that DIM slot is, perhaps there's a riser board or something that allows you to attach another M.2 NVMe storage drive into some kind of adapter in that DIM slot. Well, that slot is empty. So I don't think that's the source of the trouble. I'll be following up on that with you on Thursday or Friday. I've got too much on my tasks today, and yesterday I did. So all I did was found that the card is recognized in Baby Beast. That's good news, but it means there's still a problem with Big Beast. Now I realized, remember when I was telling you that there was an extra troubleshooting step that I wanted to do, and I couldn't think of what that is and didn't tell you about it yesterday? What that is there are drivers installed on Big Beast for those external capture devices that run off a USB. So I need to uninstall those drivers. And I think I have a uninstall app from the manufacturer for those devices to do a clean uninstall of those drivers. Now, I think I've caught up with everything I needed to. I'm going to go look at chat and respond to your comments. Bring chat up here, make it big, and zoom in. I'm going to look at the. I'm going to go to the oranges first. Speedy C, hi. John Williams, good morning. I'm looking for the ones in orange that are trying to really tell me something. Speedy C, nice trick. I'll try that browser style tomorrow. Browser layout, he says, thanks for. So he didn't know about that. Good. Nick says the riser board for the NVMe goes into a PCIe slot, not a DIMM slot. Well, the riser board for NVMe. Well, there is a DIMM slot that's the same length as the memory slots that is for. Well, I haven't read through the manual enough, so we'll deal with that on Monday. Zavi Minor, almost never using Windows browser, just using Total Commander since old Norton Commander in DOS environment. Alice is here. Hello, Alice. Oh, Alice. I remember specifically that Alice was asking for me on Saturday to do the Windows 11 initialization of this mini PC. My intention was to have that ready to do as a premiere. Well, since I didn't get to it Saturday, I was trying to get that done to publish as a premiere for tomorrow morning, because I won't be available to do live stream tomorrow morning. But because of the extra time that I took with this capture card and other things that came up, I did actually do the recording, a live recording with narration, but I ran into a little problem. Yeah, what do you think that problem was? I recorded the entire Windows 11 initialization and enabling system restore and registry backups and checking on drive encryption. I was on track for publishing it as a premiere on Wednesday. There was a problem. When I went back to play it back and listen to it, my microphone was muted about halfway through. So that's not usable. I can use that footage and do a voiceover for it and still use that footage to publish a video later. So I think I'm probably going to be doing that. So here's some more orange. Did you try to mount the capture card in another PCI slot? Yes, I did that. When I first showed you the issue with the photos, I had already put it into a different PCIe slot. I did not go any further with it yesterday because I was out of time. I had to go do other stuff. There's a special slot on the high-end Asus boards where you can plug an NVMe controller card. That comes with the motherboard. The slot is alongside the DIMMs. That is the one that I think has the conflict with PCIe, where it shares PCI lanes, IE lanes. I think it is that slot is the one that we have trouble with. Jim's out of the shower, says such a Doug regarding the muted microphone. Rick Lake says, hi, Alice says, that's okay, these things happen. Nick Poverman, I use a Sabrent NVMe M.2 SSD PCIe riser board. So he's using a riser board in a PCIe slot to connect an M.2. This is different. This is a DIMM slot that apparently there is a NVMe controller card that comes with the motherboard. It's probably in the box for the motherboard, which when we readdress this issue on Thursday or Friday, remind me to look and see if it's there. I'll try to remember to look for that before. I looked for a show for Ken Stout this morning and did not see one before starting the stream. There is a show for, well, I'll go over. Instead of asking you, I'll come over and see if Ken has a show. He does not. So I'll go ahead and set up a redirect to, guess what? Carrie has a show today. That's what I tried to redirect you to yesterday. Of course, yesterday was Monday, and his show yesterday was members only. But this one was showing up on the list. So I actually redirected you to today's live stream for Carrie yesterday. Okay, back to chat. Now, let's get through the beginning here. Nick says, I spent the entire weekend making a belt out of my old watches. It turned out to be a waste of time. Brian Lightfoot, this is the competition. There's a competition here between Nick Pulverman and Brian Lightfoot. I think maybe we ought to start keeping scores. Maybe rate their jokes from 1 to 10 on how good they are, and then start keeping track. So what would it be? Nick equals, and then, or N, the letter N equals, give them a numeric value, 10 being the best, 1 being not so good. And then Brian would be B equals. So N equals Brian, or B equals, and a number. If you want to start ranking them and get a competition going here. Someone once told me that if I wanted to make a difference in the world, I should put my money where my mouth is. They were right. I can really taste the change. Jesse Pinkman says, nice trailer. I guess maybe that's the first time he'd seen that trailer. It's been running for a few days now. Greetings all. The only way you see the trailer is if you come to the live stream, the scheduled live stream before it starts. Dennis, 7 levels of Doug. Good morning. 7 levels of, oh, that must have been all the audio going on because that was at 9 a.m. Lawn Dog, just received a package just before the show. I kind of like my mail service changing the time for delivery. It's now early in the morning, and I like it better than afternoon deliveries. Mike Wojcik says, good morning. Nick, I've received this scam about packages over 20 times in the last 6 months. I get them as text messages. I blocked the number. It is so annoying. John Williams, I read that one already, didn't I? Yeah, because it's orange. Greg Amt, Lawn Dog, kind of skipping through a little bit. Brian G, I wonder how the post office got his phone number based only on shipping label with a name and incorrect address. Answer, they didn't. Good catch there. Yeah, post office doesn't know your phone number. Nicholas, I'm playing Friday the 13th game offline right now. People saying good mornings to each other. Man, you wouldn't believe how calm and nice it is outside. I need to go work on my car when this is over. Maybe do a little lawn gardening. Where did I get the word lawn out of that? A little gardening. Speedy C, nice trick. Yeah, I read that. Security by obscurity doesn't work. I'm trying to figure out what was that in reference to. Security by obscurity. I'm not sure what that was in reference to. Don't Worry, Be Happy, Insider. Oh yeah, Insider, I was trying to think of that. Oh, and the song name. Speedy C, yeah, thanks. What is the reason for these changes? Oh, on Saturday, I exposed a couple pieces of private information. Now, since it's not there anymore, some of you realized because it was verbally announced on the stream that I exposed my address, my actual address. I'm not going to get over that. I'm not mad about it. I'm just laughing. All right. Yeah, so I exposed my address. So I had to go back and fix that. And the other thing that nobody caught, even after I switched away from that screen, I asked Brian if he caught what I did. And I don't think he did, but I exposed the private code. What do they call that code? The private key for my DKIM. I think it was the DKIM setting that has a private key. It was big and bold, the full thing, not just part of it. So I had to go blur that. I don't think anyone would. The level of skill that it takes to do anything devious by getting my private DKIM key, oh my gosh. Probably didn't need to. I would not have done that if I wasn't editing anyway. I don't like to edit a live stream video because we lose the chat room. If you go back and look at Saturday's live stream, there's no chat room except what I display on the screen like I'm displaying right now. Nick Poverman, Office 365 has more problems today. Some users may be unable to access Their Exchange Online mailbox using Outlook on the web. Microsoft needs to get it together. Yeah, my clients use Outlook. They installed Outlook, not Outlook on the web. So I don't expect to have that. But that seems like that was a problem reported to me a couple months ago. Nick, was it you reporting that earlier? Weeks or months ago? You should check out the Chrome extension. One tab stores your tabs as a web page on your local machine. I don't know why I'd be interested in that. One tab stores your tabs as a web page on your local machine. Yeah, that. Yeah, I don't have time to go look and check on that. All right, it's 9:30. And I've got things to do, so I'll hit the oranges. Did that one already. Did that one already. Did that one already. Hi, Doug from Rick. Alice read that one already. I use a Sabre and Envy. Yeah, that was the riser board in a PCIe slot. Chris, yesterday you redirected the carry stream. Were you confused? No. What happened, Chris, is I went to see what shows were available, and Carrie had a show available. I didn't realize, it doesn't show me on that screen that it's a different day. See, I'll come back here and show you that. So I went to customization, in here to redirect. If I go to the pencil icon, when I went to look, it doesn't show me the date. So he had a show here. I assumed it was a show for the same day. Did not occur to me that that was Monday, where he does members only. So I didn't realize it. Now, when I actually click on it to select it, it shows the date here, but I didn't think to look at that. That's why that happened. I was not confused. I deny it. I deny it. I deny it. Actually, I might have already answered that. What happened to the avatar Jenny? She will be back. I just haven't gotten around to doing something else with her. Alice, I pay full price for Office 365. It's okay, but expensive. Nick did report that thing about Outlook on the web 2 weeks ago. Zavi Menorah, once you have revealed your address, it is time for relocation. I don't think I'm that big of a target. Although there are a couple of people, a couple of troublemakers, a couple of trolls that have been on my channel now and then. And if they catch that, they could really cause me some serious nuisance. I don't think either of them are hardened criminal enough to really do damage to me, but they could certainly cause a lot of nuisance if they wanted to really get at me, because there are a couple people that just seem to want to harass. So that's why I'm really seriously. So please, if you notice me exposing something private, don't put it in chat. Don't say it out loud on Zoom. Send me an email. And don't say right away, I sent you an email. I sent you an email. Go read it. Go read it. Because what you're doing then is giving the bad guys a clue that I must have just done something. They rewind the video. So don't do that. Be careful. Dennis, I use one tab all the time. I highly recommend it. But what does it do for you? It saves your tabs as a web page on your local drive. Why is that useful? I don't see why that's useful. So I'm not going to watch for your answer now because I got to get off the phone. Doug, wrong word, Doug. Learn the language. If you're going to live here, learn the language, Doug. Oh, no show tomorrow. No premiere, no show, zip, zero, nothing. Get over it. If that bothers you, use Google. Google is your friend. Google will help you find a therapist in your area that can get you over it. You should ask Google, find a therapist who knows how to deal with disappointment from YouTube live streamers. So you get someone who's really skilled in this area. Okay? Goodbye.